Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 13 of my 1 vs 4 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against 4 Emperor AI that are on a team against me, and I'm playing as the Shadow Elf Sorcerer, Malus Nightlord. In our last episode, we successfully eliminated the first of our 4 opponents, that being the Goblin Archdruid, Tana Boslarf, who is now, she actually surrendered to us and she's now serving us as a hero, which is fantastic. Along with Tana, we also were lucky enough to get a Goblin Shaman, a big beetle, and this Trebuchet as well. Not to mention her city here, the city of Hif, which is fantastic as it is a metropolis. And we're actually in the process here of working on a grand palace, which is going to boost our casting points, as well as just general domain and happiness in this city. So all in all, very, very good. However, that means we still have 3 opponents left. We have Phi Dural, the Draconian Theocrat. We have Thanos of House Iniok, the High Elf Warlord. And then we also have Edward Portsmouth, the Human Dreadnought. And we really haven't encountered them much, although we did get, I think, 1 unit of Thanos's forces there that we took out that was kind of waltzing through Tana's domain there. And we can see here that we actually can we can see some of the domain here of Thanos. So this episode we're really going to see if we can kind of put the hurt on him and keep the momentum going here. As we've already got 1 opponent down, let's see if we can start pushing and maybe make it 2. But before I dive into the episode, I did just want to give a quick shout out to Casper Eklund, who left a set of comments on the last episode. And Casper actually had a really, really excellent comment dealing with, I believe it was the battle here for this Forbidden Sanctum. I used Malus's stack here to clear out this Forbidden Sanctum, and Casper rightly points out that it was a really ugly battle. I made a lot of mistakes, and it was not one of my best examples of tactical brilliance. I really did make a lot of mistakes. Casper pointed out that in that particular fight, I believe there was at least 1 succubus. And what I did in the initial part of the fight is I grouped up my units, which if you're facing a unit or an enemy force that has units with mind control abilities, it's generally not a good idea to group up your units. What I probably should have done is use my Eldritch Horror up front, because my Eldritch Horror does have mind control immunity, and that would have prevented the succubus from getting at my other units. And I believe it mind controlled maybe my giant, I think it was, and that ended up posing some problems for me. So great suggestion there from Casper. Basically, don't group up your units, don't have them close together if there's a risk that they're going to end up getting mind controlled. The next thing that I did that was really boneheaded on my part is when my unit got charmed, or it was seduced, I think it was, I ended up trying to dispel magic to get rid of it. Well, that means I only had a 50% chance of that dispelling, and I think I tried it with Malus himself and also with my Shadow Elf Storm Priest, and both times the dispel failed. What I could have done is used Break Control, which is exactly what that ability is for. Removes all spirit debuffs and mind control effects from a unit, and that has a 100% chance of working. But I stupidly didn't even notice that I had this ability, which is granted to Malus from the Pendulum of Restoration right here. And so that, as Casper rightly points out, that would have fixed my problem without any real trouble. So again, I would encourage all of you, if you get a chance, watch the previous episode, and in particular, pay attention to the battle where I clear out the Forbidden Sanctum, and look at the things that I do that are wrong, because there are a lot of them in that battle. That is not a smooth battle, but I think it's a great learning opportunity, obviously for me, but hopefully for you guys as well watching, because there's a lot of things in that battle that can be cleaned up and can, again, serve as examples of what not to do. So thank you to Casper for pointing that out. Again, it's always excellent. If I make mistakes, I love it when you guys point them out, because it gives me a chance to learn and try to improve for next time. And obviously that just kind of helps me get better at the game, and it also provides good learning examples for everybody else. So a big thank you to Casper for that. Casper also mentioned it would be a good idea for me to always kind of be aware of where my alignment is at anytime I'm about to go into battles or make any kind of decisions. I ended up in a situation in the last episode where I wasn't exactly sure where I was at with my alignment. I was pretty sure that I was a little bit evil, but I wasn't 100%, so I ended up kind of guessing. and I let a set of units go free. And it ended up being a good choice, but Casper pointed out that it's always important to be aware of this before I'm doing anything. So we're going to really try and correct that this episode and make sure we keep an eye on this. So right now, I'm neutral, a little bit to the evil side. So that's good to keep in mind. Anyway, let's get into this episode, as again, we've got a lot to do, and we've got hopefully some battling that's going to be happening here soon. So last time we were basically done our turn, so we will end it there. Now it'll be interesting to see if any of our opponents end up starting to try to push at us here. Now that one of their number has been defeated and we've gained excellent kind of advantage thanks to that, in the form of the city and this extra hero and some other units, we've now got a bit of an advantage, I would say. But we still have 3, I'm assuming, game opponents who are probably building up their forces as we speak. So we are just nearing turn 40 here, so I suspect they're going to be rolling out tier 4s in the somewhat near future. And that could get kind of messy for me, although I am now able to basically produce these Eldritch Horrors quite rapidly. And once we have this Dragon Dwelling absorbed, I'm going to be able to start pushing out tier 4s out of there as well. So, fortunately for us, we are, I think, going to be able to counter it. And it would be nice to get our casting points up past 125, because that's going to then... these Eldritch Horrors are 250. So if we can get to 125 or higher, that would mean we can summon them in 2 turns, which would be ideal rather than 3. Although we are gaining back casting points as we kill undead units and magical origin units and things like that, thanks to one of our upgrades that we researched. And that's part of the Greyguard upgrade line. Alright, our turn is now flipped around here. Empire Quest completed multiculture, so that's us. Be the first player with cities of 5 different races. A group of units from those races is our reward. So you can see here we've gained, actually that's very nice that we got a Brew Brother, but we have a Storm Sister, a Brew Brother, a Draconian Elder, and a Goblin Blight Doctor, so I'll happily take those units. Let's see what else happened here. So we're getting a tribute from Ripya. We can either have some gold or a small army. And quite frankly, I think I'm going to take the small army. Now, interesting, we have some undead units here that are not being... I'm assuming that's part of a quest for somebody, so maybe one of my opponents is trying to steal that city away from me. I'm not exactly sure. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this Eldritch Horror and these infused, I think, up north. And we're going to group up with that unit that I just acquired. So here he is. A Night Guard. So we'll add him to our stack here. Okay, we had an item arrive. Let's see. So we have a sword now with Aurelia, so we will equip that. We also have her getting a Vampire Spider egg. She does have a Frost Wyvern egg as well, so we'll have to maybe send that off to somebody else eventually. Outpost. Oh, I see. Okay, Ripya has a quest available. Tell me more about it. Okay, so that's a quest for us. That makes sense. I don't think once it's a vassal, I don't think anybody can steal it away through diplomacy, but I could be mistaken. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong about that. I'm fairly confident that once the city is your vassal, they can't be stolen away to be someone else's vassal, but again, I could be wrong. I tend to play more of a aggressive evil character who just wipes out cities and takes them over by force, so I'm not as familiar with vassaling, but we can do this in the Undead Scourge quest, and we'll get a Shadow Elf infused if we do it, so I'm going to accept that quest. And importantly here, we're going to have our Night Guard, but he's going to be backed up by this wonderful stack who's going to help out, so that will be good, and I think we'll be able to do that without too much trouble. Isfar is now part of our empire, which is excellent. That means that with a upgrade or 2 here, we should be able to start producing, we'll be able to start producing Brew Brothers, which is excellent. boy, it's not the most efficient producing 150. This is 69. If I had 6 more production income, I could do this in 2 turns rather than 3. I am a little bit tempted to do the Siege Workshop first, and I think maybe I'll do that. Because we do have enough healing units now. We've kind of been getting lucky with acquiring them, so in the interest of efficiency, we will do that. Now, as for Malus here, I really want to push for more conflict with my other opponents here, especially since I've got a pretty powerful stack. So I think I'm going to send them down this way. Importantly, though, I'm actually tempted to maybe include this Halfling Brew Brother with this stack, purely because this stack is pretty beat up at the moment, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually send the Brew Brother down and have some nourishing meal effects to heal the stack a little bit more. I can't remember if Malus... Yeah, so Malus has a healing item on the way, but it's going to be there in 3 turns. So as of right now, there is no healing for this stack. So the Brew Brother is going to kind of aid them in recovering a little bit. And these other units can actually serve a purpose as well. They can move down here and join up with my new hero, Tana. And we will send these ones down as well. And we can actually go on this little road here. So I think what I'll do is, we've got support units there, so we're going to want the Big Beetle and Tana herself. Maybe we'll split off one of these support units, but what we'll do is, next turn when these units are able to move further, we'll add Tana and the Shaman and the Big Beetle in, and we'll maybe take one of these 3 support units away and have them guard the city or something, and then we'll have a stack of 6 there ready to go. So we've now got this Eldritch Horror as well, so we have to decide where to summon that. We've got a few options for whereabouts we can do, or where we could do that. So we've got our little stack here, hodgepodge stack led by this Brew Brother. Let's see, up here we've got this stack's about to complete this quest, so we'll do that. We've got our rogue hero here, who's ready to go. Yeah, boy, we've got some decisions. Might be nice to have it in this stack, because currently this hero doesn't really have a ton for powerful units, although we do have the troll coming up to join her, so maybe she'll be alright. We were also sending this unit up to join the stack as well. However, the ability to dominate over here would be quite useful, as we could then build up a bit of an army. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to summon it yet. I'm going to kind of finish my other units moving around first. And what I'd like to do right now is continue working with my Necromancer hero, Vraxen here. And we were lucky enough to acquire this Chthonic Guardian. And that's a big boon for us. That's going to be very helpful. So I think what we'll do here is we'll grab these refugees. And then we'll head over here. We're going to send this Chthonic Guardian up to join our stack. And this little guy here is going to have to figure out kind of where best to go. Now for this builder, I'm going to head over here, and I don't have enough gold just at the moment to start building that, so we're going to have to wait. Maybe we can gain some from a battle or two. Alright, so let's engage this battle. We've got some Shadow Demons here that we're going to be fighting, along with a Fire Elemental and a Shadow Elf Touched. This is going to be a good opportunity for us to try to get a hold of that Shadow Demon Harvester. I really like them. They're a nice tier 3 unit with the ability to devour corpses to produce these Shadow Demon larvae, which are very, very powerful units in their own right, in a way, because they have the ability to evolve, which is pretty sweet. And they can actually become a Shadow Demon Lord, which is a tier 4. Although I'm assuming there's probably a lower chance of that, because it would be... that's obviously very powerful, so... Alright. So we're going to move everybody up a little bit. We're going to heal our Reanimator, because he's in rough shape. Our Bone Collector's going to get a little heal action as well. We'll move our Deathbringer in just a touch. So what I'm probably going to do is use Petrify here. We'll tank the fire damage. A little bit of poison damage, no big deal there, some blight damage. Now let's see, what are our chances here if we cast this? We could actually end up petrifying Vraxen, which we don't want to do, so maybe we will fly ourselves right in. Who else are we trying to petrify? Well, we'll fly in and see. So we've got Everybody can get petrified except for the fire elemental, so we'll do that. We ended up petrifying these two, which is kind of helpful for us. So I think what we'll do is we'll use our bone collector to come in and kill that one. We'll grab his corpse. We'll use our guardian here. Let's see. So we can attack the touch just a little bit. We can actually go for the ghoul curse. We didn't get it. That's okay, though, because we're going to come in with our guardian and get the kill. And a nice level up there as well. Very, very good. And then what I'd like to do is try to get some despair on this Shadow Demon Harvester, I think. That would be ideal. Don't want to get Vraxen too close to the fire elemental, although, importantly, he does have Undying, so if he does go down, it's not the end of the world. Okay, I don't think we got any despair there. It doesn't look like it, so... Because what I want to do is get more despair and curse on the Shadow Demon Harvester such that it's easier to ghoul curse it. Okay, perfect. And now, I'm not really concerned about doing damage here. I'm just trying to get despair. There we go. We got it. Very, very helpful. A little bit more. A curse and another despair. Fantastic. We've now got an 80% chance to get the ghoul curse off, so I think we're going to give that a shot here. So let's jump in behind with Shadow Step. We got the ghoul curse. Fantastic. And then we can obliterate the Shadow Demon Harvester there. And everybody else has moved except for our Guardian. So I think we will come in and we'll actually do a defensive strike here. There we go. And we'll bring our Bone Collector in as well. Perfect. Okay, that worked out well. I think we've already used our healing abilities. Yes, we have. And I don't want to get more units involved than have to be, because this thing's going to explode. So we'll just do the damage with the Guardian. There we go. So it took some damage, but nothing too crazy. And just like that, we got ourselves a Ghoul Shadow Demon Harvester, which is fantastic. Very nice to have. Okay, so now the question is, what do I do with this stack? I'd like to go raid this Forbidden Sanctum. That would be very nice. We've also got ourselves a tomb down here, which could be another source of some powerful units. And it might be nice to actually move back through my domain and start clearing out other structures to improve my income. Although it would also be great to get Vraxen out on the front lines of battle, because obviously he is very powerful and his units are basically, they have kind of multiple mulligans of coming back to life. So yeah, I'm going to have to decide. But in the meantime, I'm going to clear out this Forbidden Sanctum for sure. Alright, so now let's go up and deal with our heroes a little bit here. So we've got a few different heroes kind of out and about on the move here. We're going to use our rogue hero to clear out this gold mine real quick here. So let's do that. No mercy or let them run. Once again, in this instance, I am going to let them run, because we want some good points. So there we go. We've got minus 100 now. And you know what? We could head down and check out this dungeon, and I think we're going to do that. So let's see what we're up against in there. Not too bad. We have a Tigran Manticore Rider who unfortunately does have mind control immunity, so we're not going to be able to acquire it. The only issue with this Manticore Rider is it does have Pounce, which can get kind of nasty. As a Tigran, it does have Pounce, so I'm going to have to watch out for that. And actually, almost all these units are Tigran. Yeah, so the Panther has Pounce, the Berserkers both have Pounce, the Manticore Rider has Pounce, and the Monster Hunter is doesn't have Pounce, but still Tigran. So this battle is actually going to be kind of difficult because of all that Pounce abilities, but let's give it a try. I think we'll be alright. We'll just have to make sure that we don't do anything too stupid here. We could give Nourishing Meal perhaps to our Serpent or to our Knight. In this instance, I'm going to give it to the Serpent. So we're going to keep our Wyvern in reserve, as well as our Storm Sister in reserve. Our Stormbow there. I maybe shouldn't group them up in case they get attacked. So we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and then we're going to be like this. That way we've got units kind of in reserve. We're going to keep our hero back as well. So I'm hoping that they're going to come out and attack me. Now, it doesn't look like they're going to do that. Now, let's see what I have for spells here. I didn't actually look. So we've got Blind and we've got Panic Attack. Okay, Blind. Attempts to blind target enemy unit. If it fails, the unit is hindered instead. Blinded units cannot target units or objects more than 1 hex away or cast spells until the end of combat. So we could throw that on, I suppose, on the ranged unit, but I mean, that's really not going to be that helpful. You know what, we can reduce the movement of the Manticore Rider if it fails, so it's not entirely useless. Okay, we'll move everybody up just a smidge here. Alright, well, we're going to have to do some damage here, it looks like. Yeah, and I don't want to rush right in there. Okay, we'll move our Node Serpent in like this. Our Knight in like that. I don't want to get my Stormbow too far up in there. Alright, let's try a blind here on the Manticore Rider. And it actually worked, wow. Not that that's going to be that helpful because it is a melee unit after all, but... Okay, and they're... Oof. Pounced on my archers there. Yeah, my hero's in big trouble. Ugh. This battle went from good to not good very, very rapidly. And the Berserker also has mind control immunity, which means we're in trouble there. Boy, I kind of blundered this once again here a little bit. Alright, so we need to go and try and save our hero, that's for sure. So let's put a sprint on here. And unfortunately, that's only going to get us to here with our Node Serpent. So, I'm going to do that. We're going to try for a Stunning Touch, I think, maybe. That's not going to work. And our Manticore Rider isn't really able to help either. What kind of damage will we take if we run off? Okay, we survived, but just barely. Alright, so we're going to have to use a spell here, I think. We're going to use Harmonizing Energy on our hero. Just to try to keep our hero from dying. We're going to lose the Stormbow, that's pretty much a given. So yeah, this was another battle where I didn't play this one right. I wasn't taking into account the mobility. Yeah, the Manticore Rider's in pretty good position there. Stunning Touch might be my best chance. Let's try it. Ho ho, and we got really lucky there. Okay, so again, we're going to lose these units anyway, so we might as well just do as much as we can, basically. With our Knight here, I think we'll just chill in defense mode. We are very lucky that we stunned that Manticore Rider. Very, very lucky. Oh, and that unit's bleeding now. Ugh, you can see Bloodthirsty, just how effective that is. Yeah, we're losing that Node Serpent now. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, this battle was really not well advised. So, definitely made some mistakes here on this one, that's for sure. And the Manticore Rider is immune to Charm. So, I think what we'll maybe do is we'll move in like this. Can we get the kill with a range shot? As long as we don't get low rolls, we will get the kill here. Let's see. Oh yeah, perfect. Alright, so... Now we can actually turn these Berserkers around. And then if we do that, we can get the kill. Unfortunately, that Node Serpent's probably still in trouble. I might be able to save it with this. That probably means we're not going to be able to summon our... You know what? I will take that trade. I would rather keep the Node Serpent than the support unit that I lost there, so... Yeah, definitely not a great battle for me, though. Alright, there we go. We want to get a flank hit. Perfect. Yeah, ugly, ugly battle. We lost 2 units that we didn't need to lose, both of them highly leveled. We're just going to try and move on, though. We're not going to dwell on it. So we got a Mystic and a Raptor that we're going to take, along with some gold. I think we'll take that just to replenish our losses there, basically. And you know what? I would like to actually add in the Brew Brother to this stack, because we do kind of want some extra healing, I think. And we've still got ourselves with 2 really strong upfront fighters. So I think we will add in the Mystic as well to the stack. And that will leave this Shock Serpent and this Draconian Raptor as kind of the leftovers, who maybe we can start forming another unit of some kind. Alright, now as for this unit, I would like to start heading back up this way, because we know that the enemy has a city here, which means that if we keep pushing to the west here, we're probably, maybe to the northwest, we're going to hopefully find something. With that said, let's take this little stack. Okay, some pesky undead who are going to need to be dealt with soon, I'm sure. We'll just kind of keep moving past. We're going to do a little bit of scout work with this unit, see what we can find. Alright, we've got our ferry. The ferry was moving up right, and our ferry was going to go join that little stack, actually, now that I think about it. This little guy is continuing to scout off in this direction. So we'll do that. There we go. Okay, and we found ourselves another independent city. Our Theocrat is going to have to take out these pesky bandits here, the Brigand hideout. We've got a couple of scoundrels who need some punishing for their banditry. We did get a level up with our rogue hero, who we're going to have to apply that after this battle. But yeah, boy, I gotta really clean it up. I can't get sloppy like that. Now that I've got the advantage, having taken out one of the opponents, the last thing I'd want to do is kind of give up my advantage by making, stupid decisions. So really got to try and make sure that we're playing smart. All right, so we're gonna go and attack the gate. There we go. We don't have to be too concerned at this point, simply because we have Divine Justicars. And that's going to mean that our units will be coming back from the dead even if they die, as long as we win the battle. So, and of course, as long as our Theocrat doesn't go down. So, alright. Griffin Rider's going to attack these scoundrels here. Node Serpent can attack these ones there. And let's try for a freeze. Nice, we got it. That'll give us a chance to actually drop a heal here before the battle ends. So now I can move in and throw a heal on my Griffin Rider. There we go. And it would be nice to get some experience with our Knight, so there we go. Our Knight is still relatively unleveled up, so a Dwarf Prospector and some Ice Scraper gloves, or just some extra gold. We do have this cave here, so maybe I'll take the Prospector, send him underground just to see what I can scout. And for the Ice Scraper gloves, I could actually send them off to somebody else. I'll send them to Islara, I think. As for our little guy, he's going to head underground. Do a little bit of exploring. We do have ourselves a city down here. Alright, now, what do I do with this Theocrat? Again, my instinct is to just keep pushing left. We could go maybe clear out this Sphinx Temple over here. That might be a good plan. I think that's what we'll do. And then once we take that out, we'll keep heading kind of northwest, I think. And see what we can find. Unless, of course, we find traces of one of our opponents down south. Alright, level up for our rogue now. Lots of options here. Poison Knowledge is one I'm going to, I think, take. That's pretty solid. Everybody in our stack gets an extra +1 to blight damage. Pretty solid. Assassin Strike is actually really solid as well. It's a big attack that the enemy can't retaliate against. Really nice. The other option is we give our army wall climb, but I don't think that's really that necessary, honestly. I think I'm going to do Assassin Strike. There we go. Okay, now we've got these units to kind of move. You know, I could even use them as scouts. I hate to say it, but I think we'll maybe do that. Yeah, we'll go scout up north. With this guy here, we have to decide now where would he be best to kind of go. I think we'll actually maybe head up this way. Do a little bit of exploring there. All right, so let's go clear out this this quest for this High Elf city. We've had this quest going for, I think, about 8 turns or so, so it's good that we're finally getting to it. Now, it's important to note that this is a stack of undead, so all these units are ghouls except for our Brew Brother. So Ghoul, Temple Guard, Ghoul Watcher, Ghoul Crusher, Ghoul Archon Archer, and our undead cadavers, of course. So the only thing keeping them going is going to be this Brew Brother, so we got to make sure he stays safe. Alright, so I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of let them come to us here at this point. We actually petrified the spiders, which is perfect because they were our biggest threat due to the webbing. So we'll let our cadaver just go to town there. And our cadaver, importantly, is a champion 4, so it has resurgence, which is a good thing. Very useful for us. Get a nice flank attack there and a nice kill. Can attack the kobolds there and get the kill, no problem at all. And these ones here are in defense mode. So I think what we'll do is we will step up on them here, do some big damage, move in and try and get the kill. Not quite. That's okay, though. We can get the finish here. Perfect. And our cadaver is going to devour that corpse for some health back. And then we can all converge on the spider. And we can also throw a nourishing meal on whoever needs it. At this point, probably just the crusher. There we go. Alright, so we will use Doomgaze once again. This time they resisted it. So we'll move in behind and get a flank kill with our cadavers. There we go. Alright, so that quest is now complete. And the reward is either a peace treaty and a High Elf Longbowman or the gold. I will take the peace treaty. And the extra archer. And here we go. We could do the Lost Library. That might be a nice little raid. I think we're probably strong enough with this stack to handle it. Now, where does this Shadow Gate go? Let's see. We actually don't know. Interesting. Okay. Let's go send our archer just to take a peek. Okay, this looks like it's a little island. Alright, well, we'll come back to the overworld. Surface world for now. Alright, let's see what's in this Lost Library. Oh, yeah. We've got ourselves a Reanimator, 2 Apprentice units, and an Elder. We'll have to watch out for the fire damage coming from the Elder, but I think we'll be just fine. Especially if we use the Watcher effectively in this battle. Alright. So we'll throw our cadaver up front, that's for sure. Alright, we'll move in our units just a touch here. What I want is for the cadaver to soak up most of the hits here. So we'll set them like this. Move the rest of our units up just ever so slightly here. Alright, so now we've got this Reanimator who needs to go down. So let's chuck some cleavers while we're here. And then we can actually finish them off with some Blessed Arrows. There we go. Fantastic. Alright, so we've still got these Elders and these Apprentice units. So we're going to send our Cadaver in like this. Throw them in defense mode. Go for a Petrify here. Failed. And then we're just going to hang out and let them come to us here. Yeah, I was expecting the Cadaver to soak up some of the damage, so that's good. There we go. Perfect. Cadaver's doing his job, that's for sure. Alright, we'll finish off the apprentice. There we go. And we're actually going to try for a petrify. Nice, and we got it. That's perfect. We'll actually go and throw... We'll actually throw Nourishing Meal on our Watcher here. And then we'll send in our Temple Guard here and do some damage there. Perfect. Temple Guard's in kind of rough shape. Fortunately, he's okay there. Now we're gonna devour some corpses here with our Cadaver to get a bit of health back. And then we're gonna move ourselves in with our Watcher. Do some big damage there. Brew Brother is getting pretty close to gold medal. At gold medal, he gets minor bard skills, which unfortunately isn't going to be very helpful with a squad of undead. And let's see, how close is our... So they've already leveled up once. How about our Crusher? They could use a level up. How close is our Brew Brother? Getting there. Alright, we can get the kill here with our Crusher. There we go. Alright, so that clears out that lost library. And we get Rugged Pioneers out of the deal, so our Settler and Builder gain extra movement and Mountaineering, and we also got some more knowledge, which is good for us. So you can see here, we actually now can't summon our Eldritch Horror because we cast some spells, so unless we gain casting points back in battle, we're going to have to wait one more turn. And that was because of that, my horrible commanding there in that battle with our Rogue. Not my finest moment, that's for sure. Fortunately, nothing too devastating. I think we'll be able to recover just fine. And I probably shouldn't have sent this stack in all by themselves like this, because they're not really strong enough to do anything on their own. But that's okay. Maybe we can group up our scouts with them or something and form them into some semblance of a fighting unit. Alright, let's do our research here. So, what did we research last time? Sorcery 5, so we got more casting points, that's right. We actually have the opportunity for fertility rights here to increase the growth of our cities. That could be kind of useful. School of Enchantment. Oh, right, this is what will give our support units inflict stun. I think I'm going to take that. That would be very nice to have. 2 turns for that one, so we'll do that. Very nice. That's a great upgrade for our support units. Oh, right, we got this little guy. I was going to send him over to help guard this city. Alright, so things are looking pretty good. So yeah, let's do our production here. Alright, we don't have a ton of gold. Actually, we do have enough now to build this fort, so let's do that. Build it right here. And that's going to give us extra casting points from this Heart of the Shadows. So that will be nice. That will get us up over that hump of 120. We'll be at 130 after this one, so fantastic there. We're probably just going to do merchandise in most cities, I think, at this point. Yeah, even here where we were previously working on producing Draconian Apprentice units, I think we are still going to just do merchandise for this turn. Over to Chiron here. Same deal. We're just going to do merchandise. Tavros. Up north here in the Shadow Realm. Same thing. Up top on the surface, we're going to just kind of conserve a little bit of gold here for the next turn here. We're going to tell Tana just to hang out for one more turn. Alright, now in this stack here we can do some work. So, I'm not a big fan of doing this battle with what I've currently got. So, I think I'm actually just going to skip it. And I want to head up closer to this boneyard here. We've also got ourselves a Shadow Gate here now. Have we been through this one? I don't think so. Okay, there's that Shadow Gate. So that'll do it for that stack. Alright, and this is our little kind of hodgepodge undead stack that we've been gathering. So we'll work our way down there. I believe this little unit was going to come join them. Maybe we can even send this Shadow Demon Harvester to come join them as well. We'll pop through the Shadow Gate here. So now we're above ground. We can maybe send this unit in somewhere here to do some work. I think that could be kind of fun. There we go. Alright, now this unit has already moved, so we'll just tell them to chill out. Same with this unit. That's going to do it for our turn, so we will end it there. So yeah, definitely a bit of a blunder on my part in that rogue battle, and using up those spells too. Not the smoothest, but all in all, we got a few things done that turn, so... Now, I heard some wings flapping there, so I'm guessing that Thanos was probably moving some Griffin Riders. He is a warlord after all. He's probably got a fleet of units here ready to go, I'm guessing. It'll be interesting to see just how strong he is. And you know what? Now that I think about it, it might be best to just have this Eldritch Horror join in with the frontline fighting. Maybe I can even give it to Tana's stack. That might be the best plan, just so that way I have just overwhelming power coming at the enemy up here. Okay, so this did generate a unit. We're going to have to do this battle. I think we'll be okay, but this isn't an easy battle, as we've got ourselves a nasty bone dragon and a couple of carrion birds to deal with. So obviously we want our apprentice kind of in the back, as well as our hero herself. Our node serpents are going to be important for us in this one. We got to watch out for the breath attack, as that's going to come at us. Not be very fun to deal with. Alright, there it is. I suspect we may be in danger of losing at least one node serpent here in this one. I'd like to avoid that, and I do have a healing harmonizing energy with Aurelia here, so I can take advantage of that if I need it. Alright. Do your worst. Come at me. Gee, I shouldn't have said do your worst. They panicked my node serpent. That's not good. Yeah, we are in big trouble here. This is not good for us. Boy, oh boy. Okay. I mean, we can dispel. We can try and dispel it. We got a 50% chance. We could steal the effect and have our apprentice units run away. The only problem is this unit's about to die anyway, so it's really not going to be that helpful for us, frankly. I mean, we can drop some pretty nice heals on it, but... So if we step up one, we can actually do some pretty solid damage to the carrion bird here. Yeah, that might be a good plan. Alternatively, we really need to work on that bone dragon. Do as much as we can to it. Let's kill off this carrion bird, however. It's going to leave the bone dragon open to attack, but we'll light up this carrion bird a bit. Now with the Aurelia here, we are going to... What's the range on this guy? Okay, perfect. He can't get that far. We will use our Men Magical Being here on the Node Serpent. And then, you know what? We could try for a Dispel. 50% chance of it working. We're just going to end it there. He's probably going to move in and kill the Node Serpent anyway, so... Yeah, there it is. Gas attack. We lost our casting points, which isn't good. And there he goes, running away. Okay, so Aurelia is kind of now in big trouble, unfortunately. Okay, we're going to come in and kill this carrion bird off. There we go. Aurelia is now at risk of being attacked by the bone dragon. So we're going to turn this guy around here. Step off with our support units and get the kill there. Okay, I'm expecting they're going to kill off our support unit. Regrettable, however, as undead, they were a little bit less useful. We do have more on their way coming in to help us, so... Again, unfortunate, but... Oh, panicked, jeez. That's not good. Unfortunately... Ah, jeez. Yeah, this unit's probably going to get wailed on pretty hard now. Oh, came after our other Node Serpent. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're strong enough to kill the dragon without taking some hits here. And I don't think... Can we get far enough away to... No, we can't. Yeah, we might lose Aurelia here. I think our only option is to go Harmonizing Energy. And then go for the hits. Oh, and we did it. Thank goodness. Now, unfortunately, we lost some units. Boy, this is a... Oh, and here we go. We're probably going to lose this one, too. All right, we'll auto-combat that, as I don't think we're going to win. So, yeah. Oh, man. I am really blundering here. I'm making some big mistakes. I tend to record my episodes usually earlier in the morning, but this one I'm playing a bit later in the day, so maybe I'm a little more worn out from the day. I'm not thinking as clearly or something. I don't know. In any case, though, we just got to roll with it. Let's just keep moving. So we've got our champion level 3 upgrade here, or excuse me, our champion tier race governance upgrade. So we've got Shadow Elf champion military, or Shadow Elf champion economic. Shadow Elf Infused now has a 1-turn cooldown on Shadow Shift, or class-specific buildings are now 10 gold cheaper and provide +5 mana. I think we'll just take that one because, quite frankly, having our Infused have an extra lower cooldown on Shadow Shift I don't think is really that helpful. So we will take the economic upgrade there. Not that that's making a massive difference for us, but... Okay. So we've got an upgrade here for Aurelia. Might be nice to get her just some extra casting points, honestly. She's going to have some big spells coming her way soon, so I think we'll do that. Now she's up to 40, so that's great. Unfortunately now she's a little bit weak, so we're going to summon the Eldritch Horror to her because she needs it pretty desperately at this point. Thankfully we've got this troll working his way up to help as well. I don't think we're strong enough to take this stack on with what we've got currently, so maybe we'll head over this way and see if we can clear something out over here, perhaps, in the meantime. Maybe make a friend using... We're actually going to do this battle because we want to potentially dominate somebody using our Eldritch Horror. I think I just got to kind of calm down a bit here. I'm getting a little worked up in this game. I just got to kind of relax and make sure I'm still, you know, taking it step by step and not making bad choices. Alright, so let's take out the crossbowman. There we go. And I think I'm going to move myself in here and light up these prospectors a little bit. There we go. And then we'll go for a dominate on the Axemen. Oh, we didn't get it, unfortunately. Alright, now we can actually do a Men Magical Being on the Eldritch Horror. And then we can get the kill with the Eldritch Horror as well. Alright. 53 gold there. Nice. Up over 500. That's good. Okay. We did have an item arrive here. So, oh, nice. The crown. Right. This was a pretty solid item. Mystical Crown of the Mermaid Queen. Now the proud owner. Islara is now the proud owner of the crown, I should say. Very nice for her. And her stack. So yeah, I think we'll head up this way and we might as well take on these pesky roaming units here. Opportunity to gain a little bit of casting points too if we can kill off this elemental. Always a good thing. So we've got Siren's Wail here, which is a pretty solid attack actually. There we go. So we'll use that whale just to devastating effect there, as you can see. Charge in with our knight and kill off the wyvern. And we'll actually take our wyvern in and kill off the shock serpent. There we go. And we'll use our node serpent just to guard our hero. And our brew brother can kind of just move in this way as well. I'd like to drop a heal on my knight at some point here. And I'm going to use my brew brother to do that right now. There we go. And I don't think I can convert them. No. So I suppose we could move in like this and do Assassin's Strike. There we go. And then we can do some big damage this way. And then flank around and get the kill with our knight. And there we go. We got 5 casting points back for that. Very nice. We actually do have a watchtower up here that might be worth taking on. Oh, it looks like we're running into the sea here, which is kind of unfortunate. So maybe instead we'll send this guy up this way to do some scouting up here. And actually, this raptor could come and join Aurelia's stack here. After my blunder there, she's going to need some help, so... Alright, so this stack here... Now the question is, you know what, maybe I'll send this guy up here as well to join Aurelia. This stack, I have to decide what do I want to do with them. Maybe they should head down here and clear out that spawning structure down there. Yeah, I've got some tough decisions to make about where to go here. We do have the Shadow Realm option as well. We could go in here and work our way through on the Shadow Realm and see what we find. Maybe we'll do that. And then we can, hopefully we'll find another way or something here. You know, it might be a dead end, but I guess we'll find out. Alright, another city's been absorbed into our... Okay, nice, we have the Dragon City now. So now we can start producing Fire Dragons or Frost Dragons if need be. So let's take a look at what we're up against. We're up against a Human Dreadnought, a High Elf Warlord, and a Draconian Theocrat. Frost or fire? I'm a little bit more partial to fire personally, but frost could be useful against the draconian units. However, their Shrine of Smiting as a machine, I believe, is frost resistant. So I think we'll go fire. There we go. That's going to take 5 turns, but that is pretty sweet. More tier 4s is almost always a good thing, so... Alright. Oh, we have an alliance proposal here. Become a vassal, I just don't have enough gold for it. I would actually accept that. Our alignment is still a little bit evil, so that's actually a good thing. Let's see if we can maybe wrangle up some gold here, and then I will try and take them up on that offer if possible. And to do that, let's see if we have any units that could maybe get us some gold. So we'll raid this Forbidden Sanctum. Going to be up against 2 Archangels and a Draconian Martyr. This will be a bit of a pain, but let's see if we can get it done. Okay, so we've got 2 Archangels. Let's just take a look at their capabilities real quick. This unit has gained equanimity. That's hard to say. I'm just not going to try and say it. This unit, so it has it for 2 until the end of combat. I'm not sure what that does. Sorry, I was having an absolute brain fart there and could not say that. They're blessed, inspired. So this is a pretty tough unit. We're actually going to be in pretty tough against these Archangels who are not by any means a slouch. This is maybe where our Sithonic Guardian has a bit of a chance here thanks to having Good Slayer. Although you can see there that he's going to take a heck of a lot of damage from this Angel. Fortunately as well, our Fallen Angel does have Undying, which is going to be helpful here, I think. Now, can we petrify? We cannot. I think we'll just use our Guardians here, basically. Put them in defense mode. We'll keep Vraxen back. I just really don't want him getting involved. We'll have our Bone Collector kind of in here as well, and our Deathbringer. We could probably try and Ghoul Curse these things, although they may have full spirit resistance. I'm not exactly sure. We'll take a look at them here. Let's see. Yeah, they have 100% spirit protection, which means they're going to be fully immune to Ghoul Curse, which is a bit of a bummer for me, but okay, Sithonic Guardian here. Yeah, we'll move in like this. We'll do a defensive strike. There we go. Unfortunately, this Martyr has taken all the heat for this Angel. Alright, so we'll do this. Did that kill off the Martyr? Yes, it did. Perfect. Okay, now he's cursed. Come in with our Bone Collector and do some work. There we go. We took some big damage there, though, with that Bone Collector, unfortunately. Alright, so now it's just the two Angels that need to be dealt with here, so... Alright. So let's move up. We'll light this Angel up a little bit, do some damage. There we go. Nicely done. So we can eat that corpse, get some health back, start moving around here. And it would be nice to help out our Fallen Angel, who's kind of in tough right now, as you can see. Jump in behind here, do some damage. There we go. Yeah, he's in kind of rough shape here. That Fallen Angel was getting double teamed. Okay, and our Deathbringers are about to go down. If they do, we can revive them, so it's not the end of the world, but... Actually, maybe we will just do some healing there. Get the kill. There we go. Fortunately, we did get some casting points for this battle, which was good. But boy, our Deathbringer took a bit of a pounding. Summon Water Nymph, extra casting points, and some mana there. Yeah, I think we will take this. So it either summons a Siren or a Mermaid. I will take that reward. It would be nice to get the gold, but I want the casting points in particular, so I'll take that reward. This might even be an opportunity for me to summon like Scales of Fortune or something like that. Okay, so that takes care of that. And we're sending this unit up to deal with this quest, so we'll do that. There we are. So now, what to do with Vraxen? That's the big question. We've got a number of different options for him as to what to do with him. We'll send this guy down. He's going to join that stack that's in the overworld here. This little army. And you know what? They may actually be best suited to just wait for the Shadow Demon Harvester rather than wandering off and getting killed. All right, so now let's deal with Malus here. So we're going to send Malus kind of right up the gut here, I think. We're going in aggressive. And we're going to take Tana, the Shaman, the Big Beetle. Move in like this. We'll also take the Phantasm Warrior. And I think we will take maybe the Blight Doctor and the Storm Sister as well. And we'll leave the Elder here maybe to guard the city. Alternatively, we maybe should have sent the Elder over to actually guard the Dragon Dwelling. But in any case... Okay, so Tana Stack's going to move in behind there. So we've got ourselves a pretty deadly army that's moving up there. These units are coming up to join Aurelia there. And I have to decide what else to summon here. Maybe I should summon something else this turn. I could do like a Fantastic Creature or a Phantasm Warrior even. Alternatively, I could use Glyphs of Warding on a city or something like that. So I got some decisions to make there. Let's see what else we got going on. Yeah, so actually, the big I think a big lesson from this episode is when you have a battle not go well for you, um, it's very easy to let that negative kind of momentum kind of make you stumble and make lots of mistakes. And I think that was kind of part of what was happening to me in a few of the battles this episode. I ended up kind of making decisions that weren't the best, but I think it was also kind of a bit of a snowball effect of, the first little negative thing kind of throws you off, and then pretty soon, everything's throwing you off, and it's easy to let that um, kind of snowball on you. And so maybe that's a bit of a lesson in this episode is just, when things aren't going perfect, don't worry about it. Just keep rolling with the punches. Don't let it throw you off your game. Stick to your plan, stick to whatever it is you're trying to do. um, I think that's probably kind of a good way to look at this episode. Obviously we've had a lot of things go well or that have been positive in this episode as well, but I think equally we've had a fair number of blunders on my part. So I think that would be kind of one takeaway message there from this episode is, again, don't let one kind of mistake or bad thing throw off all the other things you've got going in the next upcoming turns or whatever. It's easy. I'm the kind of person I tend to dwell on my mistakes, especially um, I'm like, what could I have done differently? How could I learn from them? And there's definitely value in that, but there's also value in saying, look, this was a mistake, or I blundered something. I just have to move on and keep trucking, kind of forget about it, and we'll go back and deal with it when we have time to analyze. But in the meantime, let's just focus on the good things we have going on, rather than sitting here and getting all bent out of shape about the negatives. But anyway, enough of that. Let's do just that. Let's focus on what we've got going on in front of us. All right, so we've got another halfling city that we could potentially make friends with here. They want open borders and a peace treaty? Sure, why not? I was actually going to say that would make it a lot easier for my little scout to move through. And I'm actually going to grab the haste berries there, and I would like to just keep moving through their territory. We'll grab this extra gold, actually, while we're here. And I wonder, did that give us enough to accept the request by these Tigrans? Ooh, just barely not enough. So we need about another 50 gold or so. I suppose what we could also do is maybe sell some hero items if we don't need them. Can we sell we can sell... You know what? We're going to sell the Frost Wyvern egg. That's going to give us enough gold for that. I mean, as much as I do love flying mounts, it's going to take 8 more turns. By then, who knows where we'll be at in the game. So I'm going to accept this. Another vassal city for me. Very nice. Now we're minus 50, so we're still a little bit evil, but getting right up to neutral, so that's very good for us. So this is fantastic. Nice Tigran vassal city there. Our little guy underground here, he's got some exploring to do. So what's up here? Draconian city. And some pesky bandits. So he'll probably get killed off eventually, but in the meantime, I am going to use him as much as I can to do some more exploring. All right, so with this Shadow Elf builder, I have to decide too, what other structures do I want to try and build with him? Because obviously there are still potentially lots of other structures that I could try to gain in my area. And I mean, I haven't really been thinking about building any cities, but there may be some opportunities to actually lay down a city in one of these areas that I've cleared out. So, in the comments for this episode, if you guys can think of any areas where there's something that I should try to grab with this builder to get into my domain, or if you think there's a spot for a city that I could lay down a fort and then build on it with a settler eventually, let me know in the comments. That would be really helpful for me, because I've got obviously a lot going on here. I'm trying to think about where best to kind of allocate this guy. So let me know what you guys think. I think that's pretty much everybody's movement here now that I look at it. So let's just jump around here from unit to unit. I think we're pretty much done here. Yeah, from what I can tell, that's all our major units that have already moved now. Oh, we do I spoke too soon. We still have our Theocrat hero, so think we'll keep moving her. Now this ferry, we got to decide where to send our ferry unit here. Yeah, maybe up north. I think that's what we'll do. As for our Theocrat, we will go raid the Sphinx Temple here. So here again, we have an opportunity to try and grab a Watcher, potentially. Oh, it does have mind control immunity. That's right. So we won't be able to do that. We can, and the Sphinx also does, which is a shame. But we can try for one of these other Tigran units if we are so inclined. So let's give this battle a go. I think this will be the last battle of the episode, and then we will move on from there. Okay, we've got this Node Serpent who is unfortunately immolated, but I think what we'll do is we will throw a Touch of Faith on our Node Serpent, send him right up the gut here. Our Knight can kind of be support, as can our Griffin Rider. Monster Hunter as well. Alright. There's that Sun Disk attack. Wisely targeting my Shadow Elf units who are a little bit weak to fire. So smart on their part. Alright, so I think we'll use our Human Knight here to charge in and attack the Mystics. Now, unfortunately, if we don't kill them off, they're probably going to... Ooh. I just got a little overconfident there. I should not have charged in with Virix like that. That was actually quite the mistake. Because now the Sun Guard can move in and attack me, and that's not good at all. Boy, that was a dangerous choice on my part there. So we'll have to use our Node Serpent to do that. And then our Night Guard can move in there. Alright, we're okay now, but yeah, that was a little scary. What I wanted to do is kill off the Mystic before it could turn into the use its Werepanther ability, so we'll do that. There we go. Alright, so let's flank the Sphinx and get the kill there. Perfect. Now we can actually move up and try and throw a net on the Watcher. We failed. That's okay, though. But yeah, my hero is the only one who I really can't afford to have die, so that was really dangerous, me sending her in like that. Alright, let's go for a convert here on the Sun Guard. And we actually got lucky there. We only had a 39% chance, and it actually worked, so that's quite nice. Do some damage with our Node Serpent. And with our Griffin Rider, we actually were able to get the kill. Fantastic. And our Night Guard can move in like this, and our Monster Hunter like that. Alright, we got the kill. Perfect. Alright, so we didn't lose anybody, and we did manage to get a hold of a Sun Guard as well. Some chest armor and some, a lot of knowledge. I will take that for sure. Chest armor, very nice. We don't actually have any torso armor for Virix herself, so quite nice. She gets extra defense and blinding aura. Very good. Alright, fantastic. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. Again, a bit of a rocky episode, but you know, we're still progressing. We're still getting things done, and I don't think any of my mistakes this episode were absolutely earth-shattering or, you know, likely to cost me the game or anything like that. Although, I mean, you know, knock on wood, I don't want to say I don't want to speak too soon, but we will call this one episode 13. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.